welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we apprise you with the recent important legal developments across the nation. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court sets aside trial court proceedings against former IPS officer in the Upahar Cinema fire case for lack of sanction for prosecution. Provisions of Special Marriage Act that require public notice before registration based on patriarchy, says Supreme Court while hearing the same-sex marriage legalization case. Supreme Court directs states to grant ration cards within 3 months to migrant or unorganized workers registered on e-Shram portal. Advocate N. Vishakhamurthy creates history, becomes first visually impaired lawyer to clear Supreme Court advocates on record examination. Another incident of firing in Delhi court. This time a man opened fires on woman in Saket court. Now let's take a detailed look on the headlines. A bench of Justices K.M. Joseph, B.V. Nagaratna and Arvind Kumar of the Supreme Court set aside the trial court proceedings against Amod Kant, a former IPS officer who allegedly allowed extra seats in Upahar Cinema Hall, where 59 movie watchers died in a fire in 1997. Kant had challenged the summoning order of the trial court, claiming that the magistrate has failed to comply with the provisions of Section 197 of the Criminal Procedure Code, requiring a sanction to prosecute a public servant. The Apex Court, while quashing the trial court proceedings, said that we find that the magistrate erred in the facts of this case in taking cognizance against the appellant contrary to the demands of Section 197 CRPC. The matter is listed for further hearing on April 26 to deal with other aspects of the case, including the desealing and handover of possession to the owners of Cinema Hall. The Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court, hearing the same-sex marriage legalization matter, said that the provisions of the Special Marriage Act that requires public notice before the registration of marriage under the Act are based on patriarchy and that it infringes the privacy of an individual. Advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, arguing for the petitioners, asked the court, what is the purpose of this prior notice and where is individual decisional autonomy, privacy, individual dignity, which is the constitutional core value. The Supreme Court, on a plea alleging the non-compliance by the Union and the states of the orders passed by the top court in 2021 for grant of ration and open kitchens for migrant workers, directed the state governments to provide within 3 months ration cards to migrant and unorganized workers who are registered on the e-Shram portal of the centre and do not possess a ration card. Advocate Prashant Bhushan, arguing for the petitioners, highlighted that over 10 crore people were excluded from availing the benefits of the National Food Security Act of 2013. The bench of the top court, headed by Justice M.R. Shah, pronounced that we gave further 3 months' time to the concerned states to undertake the exercise to issue ration cards to the ones left out registered in the e-Shram portal by giving wide publicity and allowing them to get the benefit of benevolent schemes of the Union of India and state governments, as well as the benefit of the National Security Act of 2013. Advocate N. Vishakhamurthy created history by becoming the first visually impaired lawyer to clear the Supreme Court's advocate on record examination in his first attempt. Advocate Vishakhamurthy hails from Chennai, Tamil Nadu and is 70% visually impaired. The results of the AOR exam 2022 were declared on April 18th. Another incident of firing took place in Delhi court. A man opened fire on a woman in court number 3 at Saket court in New Delhi today. This is the second such incident in the past 2 years, after 2021, when 3 under trials were shot dead inside the Rohini court complex. In the present case, the man came dressed in lawyer's attire, according to reports, and aimed to shoot a woman, allegedly his wife. Due to misfire, a lawyer was shot in his neck. This is supposedly a matrimonial dispute. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. And subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.